Hello, Will with Gamzu Games again. Tonight I wanted to take a minute and address a very common question that we get asked. One of our most popular selling board games is Ticket to Ride. And Ticket to Ride comes in a couple different versions. You have Ticket to Ride USA, Ticket to Ride Europe, as well as Ticket to Ride Markland. They have a new expansion that's a Swiss map, but I want to talk about the three core games that have been in the industry for quite a while. Now, because there's three games, people and customers are often asking, what's the difference between these three games and what's the right one for me? So I just want to take a quick minute and talk about the differences between the three games, their playing platforms, some of the features and functionality. Now, first off, if you have any natural affinity to any of the locations, the United States, Germany, all of Europe, then that might give you some general guidance in which board game or which Ticket to Ride game is best for you. If you love family strategy games, you're going to like any of these games. And if you're like me, as soon as you play one, you have to own them all. So let's just take a second and talk about each one. The first one I'm going to talk about is Ticket to Ride USA. This game is based in the United States and is probably the most basic of the three games. In this, you are going to build routes, complete destinations, you're gathering train cars and using them to build like routes on the colors. Now, I'm not going to go into the full tutorial and instructions. This is meant more to be an overview. But if you want to learn how to play the game, please visit our video tutorial instructions or our game rules, and we've actually created a video that will teach you how to play that game in 7 minutes. Much easier than just reading the instructions. So that's USA, the core base game, very, very straightforward. The second one I want to talk about is Ticket to Ride Europe. In Ticket to Ride Europe, you're based in Europe, not in the United States, and it adds a couple of things. The first things that it adds are tunnels. And what tunnels require is when you actually build your board, there's some special things that you have to do in order to complete that route. So to complete a specific route, if you're building through the tunnel, that has to be done a little bit differently. And that's the main difference with Europe. The other thing that it adds is train stations. In USA, if you get cut off from a route, you can't complete it. In Europe, instead of completing the route, you can actually lay a train station that extends your route to the next city. So it's a great way of completing routes that otherwise would not be completed. Because of the Europe board is crammed a little bit closer together than USA, the train stations become very valuable in helping you reach otherwise unreachable destinations. So Ticket to Ride Europe, one of our favorite board games. You add the tunnels as well as the train stations. All right, with Markland, this is the newest of these three games. And with Markland, they just mixed it up a little bit. Very similar to Europe, but they added an additional component, and that component is passengers. So each city has some number tiles on them. And instead of building a route or collecting destination cards or drawing train cards, you can have a passenger ride your rail from one end to the other. If you're the first one into the city, you get the top token. So the earlier you ride the rail, the more points that it's worth. Those are points that are added directly to your score at the end of the game. So again, subtle differentiation, just adds a new component. I like to own all three of the games because they're a lot of fun. At Gamzu, we actually have them in a bundle for a great price where you can pick up all three at once. But this gives you a basic overview of what the three different games are, some of their subtle features and functionality, and really a lot of fun. So whether you like Markland or Europe or Ticket to Ride USA, they're great games. They're some of my favorite board games. Please visit our website, gamzugames.com, and pick up your favorite copy. Have a great night.